There's 3 Christmas stories that really matter. You know, the one about the baby, Santa, and finally, John C. Riley McLean and his adventure in Nakatomi Tower. Let's begin. I hope you remember what happens, because I'm drunk. So John McClane obviously does not work for the Nakatomi conversation. But his wife, Holly Gennaro, is doing very well. She's getting hit on by Coquette Ellis. Ellis is like, Holly, how do I show love? Is it a Rolex? This guy's an idiot, basically. John McClane does not know what he's getting into, but he's going to go up there anyway. He's going to save his marriage. John McClane goes up to the big party floor, takes his wife, and he's like, you said your name is Gennaro. And she's like, oh, fucking cool it, dude. It's Christmas and shit. Christmas is the time of miracles. And at that very moment, Hans Gruber has infiltrated Nakatomi Tower. The hacker guy who has a name, Ralph, perhaps? I'm forgetting right now. And he takes Joseph up to a very nice conference room to have a terrorist tete-a-tete. Joseph's like, what do you want with our building? I'm actually here to rob your passwords. Passwords? There's nothing in the vault that you $650 million in 1987 or $8, those bearer bonds. And Joseph Takagi's all like, oh, I can't give you the passwords. You'll just have to kill me. Fucking Hans blows this dude away, man. So John sees this and he's like, oh God, I'm in a, man, look, I love my wife, but now this is a whole thing. Hans is on it. Hans is like, Tony, will you go upstairs in all of your resplendent sweat suits? Surely you... Sorry, he's just dressed like an idiot. Tony, it's a freaking terrorist, yo. But anyway, Tony's gonna go upstairs. He's gonna remedy this whole thing. Don't worry about it. And John's like, oh, I know how to beat this guy. Boom! He throws this guy down like at least 5 stairs. Ding! Oh, shit. Was that like the elevator dinging? Do we have anybody else in sweatpants that can go check on that? He reads the sweatshirt and he's all like, no, I've got a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. And stupid Coquette Ellis is like, your husband, he's gumming up the works. And she's like, would you relax? Do you want to die by a terrorist's hand? Because if you wait 20 minutes, you might find out. John also has to figure something else out because despite killing a guy, he hasn't saved the day yet. But he's got a radio. That's a big deal. And he's like, we got terrorists all over this shit. And this lady's like, terrorists on Christmas Eve? So there's gunfire on the roof because they find him up there. Well, he's like, oh, geez, this gunfire is really harsh on my mellow. Maybe we should, like, send a guy over there. Sergeant Al Powell in the flesh. And when we find him, he's buying, I'm gonna get it. Wait. They're the cake tubes. They're filled with the fun cream. With Twinkies. And they're all like, you think you could just like drive by Nakatomi Tower? So he's zooming over there. Computer guy who we figured out was not Sally or Ralph. He could be like Corbin. Corbin's all like, hey, you see these flashy lights on? I believe they denote law enforcement. Corbin, did you read the pamphlet? And Corbin's like, I'm just focused on the computer stuff, man. Al Pal rolls up. He's like, y'all be feeling any terrorists up in here? The front guard guy's like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. John C. Riley McLean is under a table at gunpoint. Hello, John McLean. And John's like, tosses him right out the window. So this body lands on Let It Snow Carl Winslow's car, and he's like, welcome to the party, pal. And Hans is like, I'm coming for you. So he goes to some vents, and he's like, oh boy, these vents. Oh, they're so venti. I hope this saves my marriage. You know who's really pissed off? Tall, angry Carl. Have you even seen this movie, dude? Tall, angry Carl is like, I will not be waiting, Hans, for your silly games and your Christmas giggles. John's in the vents lamenting that this is his Christmas. Come out to the coast, have a few laughs. Oh, wait, what? There's something just rifling my belly button. It's Tall, angry Carl's, the end of his gun barrel. So anyway, a principal breakfast club was like, oh, pal, don't worry, I got this now, man. Don't worry, we're gonna throw a bunch of lights up there. And Al pal's like, terrorists aren't scared of lights. John, he's on the walkie-talkie the whole time. And Hans is like, you know you got this walkie-talkie from me, you dumb American idiot. And John's like, I wanted to get it from you. Otherwise, how can I make 2 hours of quippy quips? Oh my God, you're going to be doing quippy quips for the next 2 hours. Maybe I'll just say, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And Hans is like, I can't with this guy. He said the line. Do you guys believe? He said the fucking line in the middle of the movie. The cops, the principal breakfast club sent in, they get bazooka twice. John doesn't like that. He took a backpack full of not homework C4. That's an explosive. Maybe I'll drop them down an elevator shaft and hope they don't land where my wife lives. And Hans was like, oh my God, dude. Coquette Ellis is like, Hans, booby. You got a guy up there that's blowing stuff up? I've got a name for that guy. They get on the walkie-talkies, and John is like, hey, Hans, I know we're not the closest of friends, but we're definitely closer than me, a guy that gave my wife a Rolex. And Hans is like, you're my worst enemy right now, but I don't particularly care for that. So he fucking blows Ellis away. See, Hans, he's smarter than you and I. He didn't go to Ohio State. He went to Copenhagen Smart. Oh my God, I just remember his name. Theo. Theo's the computer dude. Theo's all like, I've translated Joseph Takaki's last name into English. This is why you hired me, right? And Hans is like, yes, if Google existed, I obviously wouldn't have hired you. The FBI, they send Johnson & Johnson, the shampoo diaper nonsense. They're like, we're Johnson & Johnson, no relation. And all we really want to do is cut the power to the whole city. We're not going to listen to you. John's up there in the building. He's like, they're going to FBI this shit. So the vault opens, and Hans is like, this is what I wanted. I wanted all the money in the vault. Theo, thank you. Hans is like, look, I know we got in the vault. That's very special to me, but I still have to blow up the roof. John gets on the radio. He's like, Carl, if you could just tell Holly I'm a shoeless dick. Carl Winslow's like, do you want to know the ingredients to a Twinkie? Oh, geez, man, how long is this movie? Hans is like, I'm going to go to the John McClane floor. And John's like, I thought I was dieharding up here by myself. He's like, oh, I'm Bill Clay, a very scared American. And John McClane's like, hey, that checks out. Have a gun. I told you you were stupid, you're American. He's like, no bullets. Just like that. And he's like, shoot the glass. John manages to run away while there's gunfire everywhere. So Hans takes all the explosives. Hans is like, Holly Gennaro, I know your last name is really McClane. Holly's like, oh boy, how'd you put that together? Hans, hold on. Let me unbutton one button on my shirt. So he's like, I guess. Johnson & Johnson, they're all like, we're gonna get some helicopters and we're just gonna blow this place to smithereens. We don't even care, dude. You're just a Twinkie man. To the skies. Cokehead Ellis is already gone, so like everybody that's left, you have emotional investment in because they're good people or whatever. John McClane's like, y'all need to be getting on off this roof now. Dude, are you a cop from New York? So like, all right, we see some helicopters in the distance. Should we still blow them up? He manages to escape the explosion. There's only one thing left to do. I'm gonna tape a Secret Santa to my back. Hans! Holly! She's like, John! He stumbles in. What did you say? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Holly's like, the hell are you guys talking about? John pulls the gun taped behind his back. Oh boy. Happy trails, Hans. John catches Holly by the Rolex. Thanks, cocaine. They get to watch Hans fall in slow motion. Please put me in Harry Potter. To his, Christmassy death. They're about to pull away in their limo when tall, angry Carl leaps up with a machine gun. Carl Winslow, Al Powell, says, got the last bad guy. John and Holly embrace. And though the weather outside is frightful, you have just watched one of the most important movies ever made. Have a good one. You motherfuckers.